Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be showing you how to make part 1 of this map. Part 1 will just be the map itself, and part 2, which will be coming out next week, will be all the little icons. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so I just realized the Fire Oasis rock is different on this little side thing. That's really cool. I can tell the monster handlers put a lot of work into this map. So I'm going to try to recreate it as faithfully to the original. And so I'm going to get the tan piece of paper that I'm going to be using for most of this. So here we go. Also, from now on, the sound quality may be slightly worse because I have my air conditioning on because it's getting to be summer and it's really hot where I am. I'm going to be using this paper. I think you could probably find a big sheet like this at like a local craft store. You could also probably just use a regular sheet of paper and maybe paint it tan. But I'm gonna be cutting this into a circle, and so yeah. Okay, so there's the circle. It doesn't have to be perfect because based on the map, it is a pretty good circle, but it's also, you know, like kind of not supposed to look perfect. It's supposed to kind of look more like a worn map. And so now I need to cut the hole in the center, and I'm gonna try to get a more accurate size, so I'm going to sketch it out with a pencil to see the size I need to get for that. So now what you're going to want to do next is you're going to want to cut a hole out the middle where you trace the line around. And I think the whole time I'll be having a map up here on what I'm currently working on. So yeah, let's continue. Okay, so now I've got the circle cut out of it, and I'm going to be using the, here, I dropped. Okay, so now I've cut the circle out of it, and what I'm going to be doing next is, I'm going to be doing the tedious part of drawing out all the lines on it. So the, like, graph paper style lines, those ones I'm going to be drawing with a ruler, but the other ones I'm gonna have to do just like the little sketches for. So I'm gonna sketch it out with a pencil first, and then I will do the actual drawing. Still haven't figured out what I'm gonna use for that yet. Okay, so I would recommend using this tool for drawing the grid lines, which is the next step. So, and just normal ruler too. So I'd recommend starting at like the 90 degrees, drawing just like a little line to guide you where to draw, and then one at 180. And then just drawing every other of the big lines right there. So every one of those, do it, and then you'll get a grid-like shape. And then for the circles, it's a little bit difficult. It kind of depends on what you want, but I would say when you're drawing a line like this, I was doing every centimeter because of the size of my paper, and do that for the main 4 lines. That way you can just draw a circle around like that. So anyways, that's what you need to do. Now on to the time lapse of me actually doing that. Okay, so now that I've got the grid lines like on that one, mine are a little bit more obvious. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to use an eraser. Oh, this one isn't the best. I'm gonna use an eraser. I'm gonna try to use an eraser to lighten them up just a little bit. That way the other details stand out a bit more. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do for this spot is I'm gonna cut it out, and then I'm gonna move it down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to outline all of the spots very lightly with a pencil, like the path, and that's the path where seasonal shanty moves around, I assume. And like the trees and wind and mountains, and then all the other little things like that. and all the other text, and then, you know, draw little lines around where the islands will go. That way I can make sure I know where everything goes. So I'm gonna probably time-lapse this a little bit, but yeah, here we go. The next step. So I'm done drawing the main map design. Obviously I'll get to the areas like these little pieces for like where Amber and Gold Island are and all the other outskirt islands. However, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try drawing and sketching where I need to get around this. So that's what we're going to do. So let's get into that. So now that I've sketched out that design, what I'm going to do next is, before I cut it out, I'm actually just going to draw the designs here because I think it'll be easier. So that's the next step, and let's get on to that. Okay, so now that I've got that done, I'm gonna have to cut these parts out. Let me check on the map to make sure I didn't miss any, like, spots being cut out. Nope. Okay, that was it. Okay, so I'm gonna have to cut these out and then put them back in the back a little bit. I'm gonna try to make it kind of look like it's ripped. Now for this method, I'm kind of shaking the scissors a little bit back and forth to try to give it more of a ripped look. You could try ripping it along, I just really don't want to do that because I'm worried I'd mess it up. So now I'm gonna have to add a tiny bit to the back of this piece so it can be put forward slightly like that, and that'll look pretty good. I just need to color another piece of paper the same color. I'm gonna use the scraps I have from the floor and just cut like a square one because I'm gonna be gluing this to the back. So yeah, most likely you'll want to use like oh, that's not the pencil I was using. Here we go. Use a colored pencil and just try to continue along with it as best as possible. Oh, I probably shouldn't be drawing over the map. That wouldn't be a very smart idea, now would it? I nearly messed it up there, but thankfully I realized that. Otherwise, I probably would have been really upset because I've spent like 3 hours on that. That's mildly annoying. Okay, so now that I've got that, I'm gonna color in the lines. So that's similar enough since it will be put behind. I'm just gonna use this tape to tape the two together for right now. I do need to wait for my glue gun to heat up. Let's try to continue along with it as best as possible. Oh, I probably shouldn't be drawing over the map. Okay, so now I've got that. It adds a lot more depth to the map and makes it look a lot more realistic. So what I'm thinking, I'm not entirely sure if I'll do this, depending on if you see this video's title, you'll know, but I may make this a part 2 to where I'll do all the little island icons in a separate video, just because I feel like this would be a very long video if I did everything in one. So yeah, you'll know when this video goes up, but that's my plan at the moment. Now, my plan for this is to, I think, make this center part next. So we're gonna do that. Next, we're gonna be making this middle part, and I recommend if you're trying to follow along that you start off with like this detail first. So I'm gonna draw a bit of a bigger circle. Again, it really depends on what size map you're making, but then there's like these lightning bolts in it, so I'm just gonna draw those if it's viewed from, and then from that we need to draw a straight line down, and then one coming at an angle, and then another one coming at an angle, and then draw a circle. So now I'm drawing a line like that, and then one like that. Okay, so oops, that closed. Doesn't even really matter. I want to get the Epic Fangler so bad because, I mean, that just looks so cool. Also, I love that there's like a, I don't know what that thing is. I've never used it, but it's a cover that goes in front of your microphone so that it doesn't sound like a kind of sound. Anyways, back to drawing the grid because there is one on this, and now I'm realizing I should have done this first. Silly me. Oh well. I will draw this grid and then I'll just use an eraser. I think of like a lightning bolt. Well, three things actually. The lightning bolt emoji, the shock from Mario Kart, and then Woodland Island lightning bolt sigil. But I wonder if there's like supposed to be like lore behind the map, or if it's like this was like the new map design and that was it, or if it was supposed to be like it was discovered. But that would be interesting to know. Anyways, we've got these that we need to put on. So there's one right on that line. Oh my gosh, I made that one huge. Gotta erase that. Okay, time for the sharpening. I'm gonna just, I think, probably speed this up because I think this will take a while. There we go, we've got that piece. And I do feel like this looks a little too heavy, so I'm gonna try to, oh, that's so good. Okay, so that looks a lot better. Okay, so now we've got part one of the map. Here, let me try to zoom out. Turn this around. Oh my goodness, I'm just making a mess. I am so sorry about that. Anyways, we've got that part of the map, and now we've got this part of the map. So we've got two of the main parts. Just got to do 1, 2, 3 more. So 3 more parts of the map, and then we've got to do all of the icons. That'll be in part 2 most likely. So time to clean up. That will be the transition. Ooh. Okay, now the station is clean. Thank you, Potbelly and Toe Jammer. So now for the next part of the map, we're going to tackle the magical nexus section. I'm actually really excited to do this one because I think it'll be super fun. So let me get what you'll need for this. Boom, black paper. So this will be for the magical nexus section at the, oh my gosh, I just realized something very important. Hold on. I can't believe I forgot the toe jammer on the map between Fire Oasis and between Seasonal Shanty. I forgot what was in it for a second. So I must do that. That is very important. Okay, so now that I fixed the issue of the toe jammer not being on the map, I'm going to set that aside, and I'm also going to set the main map aside. Well, actually, real quick, let's see. So these pieces should be about the same size, so I'm going to keep this one a little bit closer, that way I can figure it out. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to use a purple colored pencil. I'm going to see how it goes, but I'm going to try to rub that color onto the black paper and hope that that works. And if that doesn't, well, I'm not really sure what I'll do. I'll figure that part out. Okay, so it actually worked very well. I found this like light pink, so the lighter the pencil on the black paper, I would recommend using, because I think that'll work better. But anyways, I'm going to use the back of this to kind of get a similar shape. So this is the general shape I need for it. And what I'm going to do first is I'm going to draw the hexagon, so... So now you need to add the design of the staircase path, and then also the line going across, plus the two lines going at the bottom. I need to sharpen my pencil, and of course that's when the game times out. Okay, so you need yeah, 4.3. Okay, I got it right. Phew, I was worried I didn't. I remembered it 4.3, but. Okay, so now you want to make the design like that, and just add a bunch of, little twinkles and stars and stuff like that to kind of make it look more like a galaxy vibe, more like the magical nexus look, Okay, so I think that looks pretty good. I was able to use my light pink, which I don't know where I set that down. It was like a light pinkish purple, but it comes across more purple on the black paper. And I've also got my white colored pencil that I used to add a little bit of highlight onto it. So now it's time to try to cut it out in a similar shape and size to this piece. So let's go. Okay, so we've got this middle part. We've obviously got the main part, and then we've also got the part for Magical Nexus right there. Now, the next thing we're going to work on is making this for this, the Dreamscape, and then this spot for, I forget what this spot's called. Oh, the Pocket Dimension, that's what it's called. Okay, so this, and then, yeah, we just need to make that for the Pocket Dimension. And that'll be all for this video, but this has taken quite a bit. I think I've worked on this for at least a solid 3 or 4 hours. So, yeah, I will probably have to continue this tomorrow because I have to go inside, presumably for dinner. So this will probably be something that I'll have to wrap up tomorrow because I'm going inside for dinner. However, maybe I'll come back out to finish it. I don't know. It'll be a while for me, but it'll probably only be 5 seconds from now for you. So yeah. Okay, so it's a tiny bit later, and I am. Oh, gotta move that. I am back. No, I want to stay in my sea monsters. And now I can continue on. So next thing I'm gonna do is this one. It seems a lot simpler. Looking at it, it's actually smaller. Oh, that's so cool. I didn't realize the mythical logo is in there. It's kind of, I was sitting down, so I didn't really see it as much. But, oh no, that's, okay, that should be good. Yeah, that should be good right there. Okay, so, now to work on this one. Now this one will be a little bit more precise, but I don't think I need to make it as precise as I was thinking. So I'm gonna kind of freehand this I'm just gonna freehand this one, except for the first straight lines. To draw the mythical logo. Or the sigil, not the logo. I keep saying logo. It's the mythical sigil that I need to draw. I mean, the sigils are kind of just like the logo of the element they're representing, so it's not completely off, but it is technically the sigil, so I don't know why I feel the need to record this now, but you'll need a brown piece of, like, not cardstock, that's not what to call it, construction paper. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. Construction paper for the next part, and a white colored pencil, preferably, so yeah. I have to go inside now, though, actually, for dinner this time, so, yeah. See you after that.
Sketchy alien portal. Mrs. Mystic Meg. I've got too many raiders counting up. One power surge can send this whole place into a blackout. Hard pass. Not to that alley. What's that sound? No! An alley? Seriously? Trying to get me to lead you some creepy murder dungeon?
Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss my videos. I'll see you next time. Bye!